Hello, hello. Oh, is it morning? I think it is morning. Yeah. Oh no, it's afternoon. Sorry. Um, my name's Hobby Odyssey, and this is a hobby update, and just letting you guys know what I've been up to in all my various hobbies that I'm currently interested in. To start off with, I've done with all my painting and my sort of artwork, I painting. The two that I'm going to show you at the moment, they're actually done with fancy felt pens. So that's I've never used them before. So they're very one's got like a normal point at one end, and the other end is like a chisel, like a highlighter, and so they're very interesting to use. um, So the first one I'm going to show you, I've got a little folder to put all my stuff in. I'm just going to point that way so I can. The first one is a picture which I took inspiration from the Great Wave, and I did that with felt pens on white paper, as you can see. I'll put a picture here of the original so you can see what it's supposed to look like, and yeah, that was quite an interesting. The second one is this. This is inspired by a Jack Vitriano picture painting that I'll put here, and this was also done with felt pens, markers. What do I put on it? Markers, acrylics, and gouache, which is like an oil slash acrylic. It's a very interesting paint medium. And I've got two that I'm working on. Is it that way? Yeah. I use plastic box lids to use as the not the board I paint on, but the board I use to stabilize it. So this one is inspired by. I haven't finished it yet, so it's not in the folder. This is inspired by a triptych that I saw in the doctor's surgery, and I'll put a picture there so you can see what it's supposed to look like. This is also done with markers on white paper, and yeah, so there's going to be like sandbars or islands in each third, so you can see that. Now this one, this is my own work. It's based loosely on like samurai emblems or samurai coat of arms. I don't know what they call it. You know, on like samurai films, you see their banners. They have like an emblem to denote what house they come from or what clan. That's it, clan. Struggling. So this is my made-up samurai clan symbol, and it's on black card, gold paint, 2 layers of gold paint, a dark gold and then a lighter gold, and purple. It's all acrylics. This black strip, where is it there? That's just, I put a bit of masking tape across that, painted over it with the gold, and then took it off, and it gave a nice effect that I was after. But I haven't finished this one either. I'm going to do more on the blossom leaves, petals, so it looks realistic, and that'll be coming back to. I'll come back to that this afternoon. And I've taken an interest in Magic the Gathering card altars, which is a big sort of subculture of people who like to play Magic and who are fairly arty. So I've got one. I've got two. I've got one on the go, which is a mountain from John Avon. I like his lands, and you can see where I've done it. See if I can catch the light to make it shine. Yeah, you can see where I've done it, and where I'm going to go. I don't know if I'm going to go round the border, because the 8th edition cards have this white border, and I'm not sure if I'm going to go round. I don't know what colour I'm going to do in the border if I do go round it, because I could, unless I make it all black, which I don't want to just make it all black because I don't think it would work very well. So that's a work in progress. This one is another John Avon 8th edition mountain, but I've gone over it all over it with grey as an undercoat, because this red one, that was my first try, and then I started to study videos, and everybody undercoats it with grey to make it easier, and that's going to be quite a purpley light blue, as you can tell. That'll be an interesting one. What else have I got up here that I started? When I start a piece of paper or start an artwork, I like making borders, so it sort of, I know where I'm painting, and I try not to go over, because I've never sort of painted anything or drawn anything that I filled the entire page. And so this in itself is a very sort of simple. I don't know. I like it like this. I might just put this in my folder, but I might not actually. And I did something similar with white and a red boundary. Or it looks brighter than it actually is, but I don't know what I'm going to put in there yet. So there, how I sort of like to set up my pages. You've seen my altars. You've seen my pages, and have I got anything else I can show you? Yeah, I've got my little sketchbook. I can show you my little sketchbook. I took this on holiday with me, but I didn't actually do anything on holiday with it. So I'm still working on my Inquisition 28mm Inquisitor warband, and I've made a few miniatures, and I'd like to paint them with objective source lighting, so it would look like there's a little campfire, and the front of the model is all orange, and the back of the model is all sort of darker tones. And so I took a photo of the miniature and drew on the photo with markers to show where I imagined the source lighting would come from, if that makes any sense, because I don't want to sort of start painting it and fuck it up. But looking at this now, I realise that the yellow radius would be nearer the foot of, because the bonfire would be on the floor in my mind, or the campfire would be on the floor, and so it'd be sort of going up the figure. So yeah, that's something I might want to. I'll probably do that again, actually. I've been looking at some John Blanche artwork for sort of Inquisition Warhammer stuff, and I tried to draw some sort of using circles to get the body, and this guy's a bit of a fat guy, so it made sense to do it with circles, and I'm just trying to get the build. I've never really drawn figures before, so that's very almost scary, because I'm not particularly good at art anyway, and figures or faces are really just, I don't. I'm going to save that for later. This is who is this? This is a Pascal Blanche inspired picture, which I'll put there so you can all see what it's supposed to look like. And this is all gouache or gouache, or I don't know how you pronounce it, and spray cans. I like spray cans. I like using. What else would I've got some medium testing grids, so I can see what it looks like on black paper in all the gouache and pastels. And this one was my original sketch for the Great Wave, but I didn't have any sort of sensible colours, so I just did it with what I had at the time, and I think it turned out quite well. More twin marker testing, and this, I don't know whether you can see this, I'll probably redo this but on black card, so I don't have to work so hard with it. It's supposed to be like a very sort of dungeony, dark, grimdark sort of. There's like two arches and the sky is coming out, so it was really quite difficult working with negative space. I sprayed it black in the square first, and then I drew on with pastels. Pastels aren't the easiest thing to work with, they're not as accurate as I'd like. But yeah, I'm going to try that again, possibly with acrylics on black, or I don't know, I think watercolours. I don't think watercolours work very well on black in my mind. I've never seen any watercolours on black paper. I mean, it's worth a try. I don't know, so I have to do these things just to see what happens. So yeah, that's my hobby painting update. I'll show you what other stuff I've been up to in other videos, but it's only a quick one today, 10 minutes. Thank you for listening and watching. As always, if you've got any comments, put it in the word section. Hit that subscribe, notifications, all that stuff. And thank you very much, and speak to you soon.